This is Mark Carter with Financial Strategies Group. I'm here today with Cindy and Jim Smith, and we want to follow up on our lifestyle series. Jim and Cindy have been clients since about 2014 with me, and so we want to share their experience a little bit in the preparation of showing you really what the American dream is like.
And it is the American
It
dream.
is the American dream.
And we want to talk a little bit about that phase, a little bit about the transition that went from the working years. Jim worked 40 years and Cindy worked 35 years.
No, 40 years.
40?
40.
35.
40 and 35.
Yes.
You know, kind of the preparation we did a couple years beforehand, and then where they're at right now after being retired. You know, Jim, 5 years. So I want to talk a little bit about that. You know, you were introduced to me back in a couple years before you retired, so about year 2014. You were referred over by another client that had been a client for a long time. And we sat down and kind of talked about your situation and really just did a get to know you, right?
Right.
Yes.
And that was one of the benefits of you just getting to know us, and then us understanding what we can do when we retire.
Right.
And it's worked out perfect. I mean,
Good.
couldn't have asked for a nicer person, nicer staff, and we enjoy it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
So we want to talk a little bit about, so really we did a couple years of preparation.
We did.
Not exactly knowing, I think our intention was you were going to work a little bit longer. But, you know, Jim and Cindy worked, you know, labor-intensive jobs. They had a physical job, and as we know, our bodies at some given point, we don't know when, can only do so much, and that's really where it came down to.
Yes, I had to do heavy lifting.
Yeah, and then heavy lifting as you get older becomes more and more
Very
difficult.
hard.
When we had to move that time frame up, the nice thing was, I think you would agree, is we had all these things in position.
Correct.
Yes.
So I kind of refer to it as control your own destiny, right? You think you're going to work a little bit longer, but if something happens that you can't work harder, you want to be able to control your own destiny at that given point. But, you know, there's always a little hesitation, right? You spend your whole life getting up in the morning and going to work, and then
Yes.
and then coming home and having dinner and having the weekends off or the days off and those kind of things, and then the think of that change. So just share with us a little bit about what it was like when you first had that day where you didn't have to go to work.
The first day that I didn't have to go to bed or go to work, it was excellent, and I was apprehensive about the money, but it's all come together very well. I tell everybody every day's Saturday except Sunday's the day of rest. And we've transitioned well. We have a lot of things at home to do. We like to fish, and so we'd like to come and see Mark every once in a while.
Yeah, and Jim retired before me, so when it was my turn to retire, it felt so good to be at home.
It's
It
a
just
little
felt good,
tough.
not getting up, but it was rough,
Yeah.
yeah. But your
It-
body still wants to wake up to an alarm clock, and you're just
Mhm.
like, oh, I don't have to get up.
It's probably a little tough too with the idea that your spouse is retired and you're having to get up and go to
It
work
was
the next
very
morning. You guys
rough.
probably had
It was very
I know you guys
rough.
had a few discussions about that.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
As well. How long did it take to get over the nervousness? I mean, because there's a nervousness.
Oh.
You know, it's a financial, it's emotional, it's a dramatic change in your life. How long did it take from when you retired to when you said, "This is pretty darn good. We got it. We made it." Because that's kind of it. We made it, right?
It didn't take very
Yeah,
long
it didn't
because
take
we
long.
were prepared
Mhm.
financially
yeah.
through you
Yes.
helping us get prepared for it, and so for me it was relatively easy. You
Well,
know,
that's good.
We were very fortunate to be able to come here and see, you know, meet you and have you for a financial
Yes.
advisor.
Well, you know, I think when you really talk about it, it's the American dream, right? It's the American dream.
Yes.
Where, I mean, you guys had pretty much the same employer for your whole life. That doesn't happen
Yes.
much
No.
anymore. And then when you were ready, or for multiple reasons, to retire, you were in a financial position where you were able to, and now you can simply live the lifestyle that you want to. I mean,
Yes.
you don't live an extravagant lifestyle, but you live comfortably and you do the things you want to do, which I think is kind of the American dream, right?
Yes.
To get to that,
Yep.
that particular point.
We travel and we live good.
Yeah, we're modest people anyway, you know.
If there's anything that you could have did different in the whole process, what would that be, you think?
I would have had you as my financial advisor from the beginning.
Well, I appreciate that, you know. And this really isn't designed to be a commercial for me, but it really does show, I think, when things all come together.
Yes.
And the more preparation you have, it just makes sense.
Makes it a lot easier.
Yes.
Were you nervous the first time you came and saw me?
I was very nervous.
I was extremely nervous.
Yeah, because you guys had never really worked with a financial
No.
advisor before,
Right,
didn't
we
know what to
didn't.
expect. How long did it, do you think after the first meeting you were at ease, or did it take 2 or 3 meetings, or
For me, 2 meetings.
2 meetings?
Because I was really nervous.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I knew I was ready to retire. I was going to be ready to retire in a few couple of years, and that we needed to do something to to get there. And I think,
You were comfortable.
yes,
the
Cindy's
first-
heart is a hard sell. And I think, like I said, when you drew it out on the paper for her, I knew you had her sold.
As we talked about before, this is your plan.
Right?
This is your money, right? And so the whole objective is to put us in a situation to accomplish your goals and your objectives.
Right.
And so you're able to fish a little bit more, you're able to play a little bit more, go out with
Yes.
friends. I know you were just down south for a while.
Yes.
And so, I want to thank you for sharing your experience with us. And I just wanted to say thank you for watching this lifestyle series, and we appreciate the time. This is Mark Carter with Financial Strategies Group.